Well, to everybody, in this video, I want to teach you guys what I'm calling the hardest song I've ever written to date, and that is my song, Follow Demeanor. Today, I want to sit down with you guys, do a little lesson, a little breakdown of the song. Talk about some theory, like where my head's at when I wrote it, what I was trying to do, and everything in between. I just want to teach it to you guys and just talk about it, okay? So I'll put the Spotify link down below in the description if you guys want to go stream it and follow me on Spotify. I really sincerely appreciate it. Thank you so much. And be sure to like this video if you just enjoyed this type of content, whether it's learning about my song or just music theory in general or just guitar writing theory in general. And be sure to subscribe, man. We have just passed 90,000 subscribers, and that 100K is right on the horizon. So thank you guys so much, all right? And one more thing, everybody. Before I show you guys how I actually play this song and how I wrote it and all the above, I'll put a link down below to the original video that I put out just yesterday. And yeah, go check it out, man. It's pretty sweet. I look pretty cool. Enough shameless plugs. Let's get on into the lesson, okay? So the song's in drop F, and I wrote and recorded it on my Squire Vintage Modified Baritone Jazzmaster. You know, tried and true, right? Drop F, just a beast. It's been on everything. Yeah, I love this guitar, right? And also, too, real quick, I just want to talk about Follow Demeanor and the aesthetic of the video and the aesthetic of the album art. And Follow Demeanor is a play on words from Follow the Leader, right? Which is an iconic Korn album. So, I don't know, just whenever I come up with naming something, I just always want it to be kind of tongue-in-cheek. Like, Subtle Comeback is like Voodoo Child, Slight Return, Subtle Comeback. Like, it's just stupid. But anyway, dude, yeah, so like Follow Demeanor literally doesn't mean anything other than one thing. In the song, the main kind of hook is like this flute melody, and I was just like, oh, it sounds like the Pied Piper. Follow the Pied Piper. Wherever the Pied Piper goes, that's where people go. Follow the leader. Follow Demeanor. Like, that's just how it came up. So it's a little, I don't know, I thought it was pretty clever. Anyway, dude, so you know, that's where the name comes from. And then the aesthetic, all Adidas, surprise, surprise. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory. And then the artwork is actually my friend Sarah. And, you know, I wanted to use her because, called how it is, she has a really unique and awesome aesthetic. And I wanted to create some sort of like 90s artwork, like the self-titled Godsmack, you know, the Blink, Enema of the State, you know, like very bold, bright colors and kind of simplistic and stuff like that. So that's where the artwork came from. So all that encompassing, you know, is pretty meticulous and pretty methodical in like the whole idea and the whole packaging of this song, okay? This guitar is in drop F. So the song is incorporating a lot of my thumping technique. And the song more or less bounced back and forth between two keys, F Phrygian and F Locrian, but it's mostly an F Locrian. The song starts with just a big giant thumping breakdown, okay? That's how the song starts, and that's the majority, like the motif of the beginning part of the song. The beginning part of the song literally has no glue to the rest. So it's just a cool piece of music that I came up with, and I just kind of just tacked it on into this song. I thought it was super sick, man. But that thumping technique, I have a video on my channel that I made last summer when I really figured out how to do this damn thing. But basically, I've just got like the loaded gun, you know, shape of an L on her forehead, whatever you want to call it. Like this, cops and robbers hand movement, hand placement. And then my pick is always going back and forth between the actual holding of it and then tucking it in with my other fingers. So I'm constantly doing this throughout the song. So here, I have this shape here, and I'm not slamming the string so much as I'm just trying to like just grab some percussion. So I'll try to do it slow, but it's just, and that's just down, down, pointer, or pardon me, down, up, pointer. And then when you get it going, you sound like you're in a helicopter. And all I'm doing there is ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, I think. I'm just doing, I think, 6 times. Or maybe 8. I don't know. Dude, truthfully, I really don't know. And that's not being like, oh, I'm so good, I don't know what I'm doing. No, it's just like, I'm not counting. I'm just doing it by like feel. Etc. And I'm palm muting that whole thing except for the last note, so it rings out. So it goes. I'm kind of just flicking that with the pointer finger. So, right. So anyway, after that whole section, then comes this kind of lo-fi guitar part, right? And actually, everybody, if you notice in the playthrough or the official video, if you want to be dramatic with it, I'm not playing anything in that. Reason being is because that is not a real guitar. That is a programmed MIDI guitar. I was actually at the time, this was like right after I got off the tour in the fall, I was actually doing some Skype calls with Thomas from Upon a Burning Body, and he was showing me how to use the Odin 2, I think it's called, from Solemn Tones, and he was sending me a project and was showing me, he was writing with that, and then I was like, I got curious, and I'd never used it before. So I came up with the initial riff that I obviously played on the song, but the initial inspiration was that lo-fi guitar sound that's in there. So like I really don't even know how to play that, like the lo-fi fake MIDI guitar, but I took that back in the day, like October, November-ish, when I wrote and recorded all this, and I like took that as inspiration, and then I wrote a rendition, a variation of that MIDI guitar. So I kept that in there as like an Easter egg for myself, first and foremost, but also too, now that I'm, you know, unveiling what the song's all about and, you know, peeking back the curtain behind Oz. Yeah, that's just a fake guitar that I found inspiration from, and I kept it in there, and I will never ever try to pass it off as like I actually played that, right? So this is a cool little thing. Anyway, the money riff, the song actually starts now, and it was written purposefully to be difficult. You know, I never want to write things that are difficult objectively, first and foremost, but I was like, dude, let's just try to write something a little bit challenging. That was the whole idea with this whole song. Anyway, so the main riff is challenging because I'm going from 1 to 8 a lot at the drop of a hat, like on the next beat, and that's hard to do. So the main riff goes like this. That's the chorus, and that's the main hook. So that starts on 8 and then 6, and I love the sliding down thing. Sounds kind of like using a whammy bar, right? Without using a whammy bar, like that constant slide down thing. I really dug that, man. And for all you theory whizzes out there, this riff is an F Locrian. And reason being is because if I look at my tuner real quick, I don't have the the F fretboard memorized, but this is a F sharp, aka G flat. So for an F Locrian, G flat major. So here's our technically our root note major, G flat, and then this is an A flat as well. So G flat, A flat, etc. Like we're in G flat major, aka F Locrian, for all you theory whizzes out there. Anyway, the verse is just a variation of the main hook, and it does a lot more 8s than 6s. Like right before the next thumping part, it goes bow 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 da 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 da. And I did like a ring mod with the Mike Stringer plugin, and I put that part in there because I needed to switch from picking to thumping, right? I can't do this instantly, at least not yet. I'm not good at it. So I put that ring mod in there, and that ring mod is just and that's just ring modded, giving me time as the player to set myself up for the next part, which is this kind of minor ninth thumping sound. And technically this is out of key. This is no longer Locrian. This could be viewed as like F Phrygian or something like that. Anyway, irrelevant. But this part goes like this. This is actually one of the easier and more fun parts to play this song, if I can play it right. That's just fun, dude. And that's just bouncing back and forth between this minor ninth, which is a really gnarly sound, and then it's got some bounce to it. And again, I'm just going hammer on, down, up, finger, pointer finger. And, you know, not be so weird about it, not be so about it and just play it. Drop out, and then now we're back to picking, and then now we have. And that's, dude, I love that riff. That riff's really fun. So anyway, there's chorus number 2. Now we get to an old-fashioned kind of Corridor of Chameleons. I believe that's the name of it, by Meshuggah. Like, this is an obvious ode and homage to something like that, where it goes. That's that whole part. That's the whole breakdown. And that's just sick as fuck, dude. Like, that's just fun, dude. We got a minor second. You know, very eyeless sounding. And then we just got a gnarly. So, in contrasting with the chugs. Sometimes I don't hit them. I gotta do a better job of. Yeah, so that's just for fun, dude. Like, who doesn't love a breakdown? And then the second go round, it kind of goes halftime. Shout out to Fernando for playing the drums. He wrote all the drums. I had MIDI drums and stuff, but he's just such a wizard, not only with mixing and mastering, but also playing the drums. Like, this song has real drums on it. And God bless him, because the next part of this song, I had no idea what the fuck was going on, and I was trying to, like, use MIDI drums to fucking map it out, and I could never get it right. And Fern just took it and was like, oh, dude, I got it. I'll do it. And, like, just nailed it. It was really cool to watch him do his thing with all this. Anyway, let's get to the hardest part of the whole song, shall we? It's only hard because it's rhythmically challenging. And I found myself trying to not rush through the thumping because it sounds faster and harder than it really is, okay? That's the first part. So it's that second part, like the first one, that's just 3. But then the ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, that's just 6, I think. So, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. So that part is really hard for me to not rush through. There it is. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's like, it's hard to keep that kind of, it's like very staccato-y, like, you know, it's not, you can't be sloppy with that. You gotta be very articulate and precise and make sure you're dead noting the strings in the right way here. And then make sure that this is in time as well. So I'm really proud of that, kind of like, you know, kind of Tesseract-esque or something like that. Sick, dude. I'm really proud of that. And again, that's just thumb, pointer, down, up, pointer, just keeping it in groups of 3. Now, chorus 3 is a little bit different. The first half, it kind of hangs on the 8 here a little bit. I'll just play it. And then again, lo-fi, because I have to do one more time, switch to thumping, and then we just end with that cool. And that's how the song ends, everybody. So everybody, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you learned something today. I hope you maybe got a little bit of theory, a little bit of technique, and or if none of that, if you just enjoyed hearing how my brain kind of works and where I'm going with stuff and how I kind of come up with songs and stuff like that, okay? So again, I'll put the link to the video, the playthrough, the official playthrough, as well as the Spotify link if you want to go check it out. It would really mean a lot. Just stream it today. Tell me you love it. Tell me you hate it. Talk shit about it. Praise it. I don't care. But just check it out, man. I really appreciate it. And be sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video, okay? With that being said, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Later.